Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, y'all gotta understand this. Y'all gotta understand that this is the first event ran by millennials. Do y'all understand how powerful that is? No. Do y'all understand how powerful this is? This is the industry that you guys are dominating, the industry that said y'all couldn't. Don't talk to them. Don't do business with them because they're short term. They don't have focus. They lack drive. They can't think long term. They don't even got the money to get in. Don't talk to them. And now we got a room that's standing room only, ran by them. That's powerful, y'all. That's powerful. That was a light clap. I know how y'all is. Y'all like flicks. Here's the part that y'all gonna scream to. I already know. And y'all making more money than them. All right, I had to get that out the way. My name's Gail Woods. I'm from Houston, Texas. That's why
Hey, Sam.
I'm so sorry.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
so educatedly good. I'm so sorry. It's a vastly between presenter and homeboy, so y'all can flow with me.
Yes, sir.
I know that my mental marketing is that I want to appeal to 18 to 81, 81 through intellect, and 18 through image. And what we want to do is just want to focus on making sure that we bridge the gap. Bridge the gap between that 18-year-old and that 81-year-old through intellect. I was being commissioned here to talk about a little bit about my story, but I'm going to give you guys some nuggets because I believe that my journey is so important, but that can help somebody that literally spent their last dime to get here. But I believe what I'm going to leave you guys with is something to get you guys to charitable. All right? Are y'all cool with that?
Yeah. For sure,
all right, keep gang. 2008. November 1st, 2008 is when I signed my IBA to get a part of my first network marketing company, right? I was 18 years old, had a ponytail, right? Had a tall tee on. This is back when people actually wore clothes that was too big for them, right? I was 170 pounds, weighing 3X shirts, right? Had the hair in the ponytail, and what happened was they asked me, "Are you ready to get started?" Condescendingly, because they didn't think that I had the money to get started. Little did they know that refund check from TSU had just hit, right? And so I flexed real hard and just said, "Yo, here go the money." What I did out of arrogance literally changed my life. I'm a network marketing baby. Since 18, I've been doing this. I'm 29 today, right? Check this out. This is what happened. I got into a space where they started tricking me into believing in myself.
Wow.
They started tricking me into believing that I could be more than just somebody that worked and made $40,000 a year. I actually saw somebody who made what my mama made in a year in a month. And he had his family around him. He literally traveled whenever he wanted to. And so I said, that's what I wanted my life to look like. I didn't want my life to look like getting off of work, tired, and then all of a sudden I gotta do and watch Lifetime Movie Network. So I just, I didn't want my life to look like that, right? So here's the deal. In that company, however, I didn't have a lot of monetary success. However, my mindset shifted from not believing in myself, being an introvert, to literally believing in myself, becoming a trained extrovert, right? Here's the deal. In 2 years and 4 months, I met my wife in high school. I recruited my wife in that company. She wasn't my wife. She braided my hair. She showed herself to become my wife. And that's when I cuffed her, right? So she proved herself to be more than a pretty face. That's what it was. So ladies, raise your stock price and you can get a ring. But listen, this is what happened. I didn't have a lot of monetary success because during that time, it was 2008, right? The recession had just hit in 2007 and you felt it in 2008, 2009. And I'm an 18-year-old selling life insurance. Something that people really don't care about. Light bill, life insurance right now. Which I'm gonna do, right? People like, all right, miss me, I'll get that back later, right? How many of y'all seen them GoFundMe? Somebody just died, GoFundMe, buy a plate. That's how they feel. They'd rather live for the day versus pre-plan for the future. Now, that wasn't the best business model to be for me and my wife at that time, because at that time we had found out somehow we became pregnant, right? And now we had to actually build our business. And literally in that type of business, it was like you could actually have something called chargebacks, which means that you could you could do business and not be paid until the balance that you have literally charged back is now in surplus. So that simply means that if I owe the company $800, I have to write $900 of business to get a $100 check. So I said, all right, that's not the right business for me, okay? I got involved in another opportunity where I started talking about, telecommunications and things of that nature. This is where I feel like my presentation skills got developed, my leadership skills got developed. Over the course of that first company, 2 years, 4 months, I made a little bit over $4,000 the entire time I was there, collectively. The second company I was a part of, I was there 2 years, 9 months, a little bit over $13,600 that I made in that opportunity. At the end of that, 7 months before the end of that, my wife and I, we had found ourselves donating plasma. I know that you guys don't know what plasma is. It's when you sit on a table with a needle in your arm, and what they're doing is they're taking out blood. And it goes into a little machine to where the machine spins so fast to where it separates the blood from the plasma. They take the plasma and give you the blood back. And you literally sitting there for this process. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Only to, after you get up, get $20. Thank you, Mr. Woods, for your donation today. Here's $20. Thank you, Mrs. Woods, for your donation today, because my wife was right there in the chair next to me.
Sheesh.
It was one time, however, we did this for 7 months. It was one time, however, where my wife looked at me with the disgust of, she didn't say this, but I felt this and I heard it in my head. How many of y'all know you're thinking what I think you're thinking when I'm talking to me? You're thinking what I think you're thinking when I'm talking to me.
Speak that.
In her mind, well, on her face, it said, I didn't sign up for this. Ladies, people that's married or people that's in a boyfriendship or a situationship, how many of you guys can ask yourself that question? This isn't what I signed up for, relationship-wise. At that time, I was tested as a man, as a provider, as a father, and I said, enough is enough. At that time, I said, I'm through with network marketing. I'm not gonna do it ever again. That night, I prayed like I ain't never prayed before. God, send me something. Send me a job. Now, if you know anything about network marketing, that's been in the profession for 5 years, to pray for a job is the equivalent of death, almost. And so what I said was, God, just give me death. I want to take that over this situation. However, that night, I got an inbox on Facebook. Thank God for Facebook. I know y'all Instagram, Snapchat, but thank God for Facebook. There was a gentleman by the name of C. Moore Green. And he said, I got an opportunity for you in network marketing again. I said, bro, I don't have it to get started, and I'm through with network marketing. He said, it's a little bit different this time. I told him to send me the compensation plan. He sent me the compensation plan. I said, okay, it's a little bit different. I like it a little bit. I don't got the money. I don't have the money. It was $99. Every donation, I was getting $20. I saved my donations. I saved my donations so that I'll be able to afford that $100 to get into my business. What I said I prayed for. Now here's the deal. 6 months later, we was making $7,300 a month.
Talk to him.
I started visualizing myself being around people, and I had on my vision board, I had some industry giants at the time, and at that vision board, David Emanite was just so happened to be on there as well. As I was listening and studying, like we wasn't personally developed in that company. It was like a lot of, it was like y'all without personal development, right? And so we was just going crazy. And I said, if I could get around people like him, I can get around people like, at that time it was the #1 income earner. He was calling himself the Michael Jordan of the MLM industry. I said, if I can get around them, I can elevate my company. So I went to their conference. I went to David's former company's conference to learn leadership, to learn development, right? Little did I know, I got a text message from my company letting me know that the 6-figure income that we had just created is now gone. We now have a 6-figure lifestyle and no income. That gap between 6 figures and no income is called depression, okay? So we actually, my wife developed PTSD from this industry, right? Now, here's the deal. I did too. I just, as a man, as the provider, you can't just sit on your hands, right? And so we looking for things to do. We picked up the photography and videography business because we know that we're not gonna let ourselves down, right? So we knew we ain't gonna let ourselves down. We just continue to go. This is how God works. David needed a video to transition from that company that he was a part of, and he could have called anybody. Y'all know people that got millions of dollars? They can call anybody. However, for some reason, David M&ETA popped up on my phone. And that's the type of phone call you answer before it rings, right? David got money. Let me go ahead and cut it. Let me let him know. Y'all chill. I gotta do the speech right. I say, yo, what's up? I'm begging for him to beg for me to beg for him. He says that I need you to film a video, and David has a good friend that he's known for like 10, 13 years that actually does film and video and pictures and everything. So I knew that this is God. He said that he wanted me to go ahead and record what he was doing, his next move. He said, I'm about to make $1 million a month. I said, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to record it. I'm through with the industry. I had torn my Achilles. I'm through with the industry. This is what happened. He actually started speaking about not having to recruit anybody or sell anything. And I record in 4K, right? So this is a big file. I'm editing this file. And it's stuck for some reason at this one part of you don't have to recruit anybody or sell anything, you can make money. I was like, over and over. It took me 39 hours to edit. And this is all I'm hearing throughout the entire presentation. And so I told my wife, baby, we're about to do this. She said, no, we're not. I said, baby, we're about to do this for real, for real. She said, no, you're not. I'm so happy that I don't need permission to provide for myself.
Let's go.
I said, we're about to do this. And I did it. At the time, it had hurt some relationships, but later on, those were mended. Because I want to let you, somebody, for some reason now it just stuck out to me. Make the decision, even if it hurts some relationships, become successful. There's no such thing as a right or wrong decision. You make a decision and you make that decision the right decision. Does it make sense?
Speak that.
And so I made my decision the right decision. And later on, those relationships that was hurt initially, they were repaired, because I believe most relationships, some of them are repairable, right? Now here's the deal. That's my story, but I want to give you guys something that can literally change and take you to chairman, because I know a lot of us are focused on how is it that I can get to the next level. Any of y'all want to know how to get to the next level?
Let's go!
So I have a graphic. Can you go ahead and put that up for me? I have a graphic. How many of you guys ever read this book or understood this philosophy? All right. It's called the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant. Now, most people are going to be like, okay, we know this. Why are you going to cover this? You know, the top or left is the employee sector. This is where you're exchanging hours for dollars, right? I'm not going to go that way today. All right. I believe in being very, very, how How do you think, forward thinking in my approach, right? I don't want to go ahead and do the obvious. This is the cash flow. I'm going to talk about the cash flow quadrant within IML. There is a cash flow quadrant within IML. You see, if you are somebody, how many of you guys know how to do a presentation? How many of you guys don't do presentations right now? Be honest. You don't know how to do the presentation. You don't know how to do the presentation. All right. So everybody knows how to do the presentation. I know. I see 12 hands. So check this out. The presentation. Like go through, start to finish a presentation, right? And get results. If you don't know how to do that, you are now an employee in IML. You're in the employee quadrant in IML. Why do I say that? Because an entrepreneur has to show up in order for you to get paid. You have to invite somebody to see an entrepreneur perform. And if that entrepreneur is not there, you're not making money. You're in the employee quadrant of IML. Now, when you start learning how to present for yourself, you know when you show up and you talk, you get results, you're now moved from employee to self-employed within IML. Now, check this out. You're just like the hairstylist. When the hairstylist is whipping up hair, she's making money. But if she decides to take time off, what happens to her income? It takes time off. So now, if you decide to let up on your business the days that you don't do a presentation, you're taking time off. Your business is not moving. You be like, man, why the numbers not moving? It's because you're not presenting. You're self-employed. You have a self-employed business in IML.
Wow.
This is the cash flow quadrant within IML.
Wow.
Now here's the difference. And guess what? When you're an employee, this is my mindset on employee. You're anywhere between 2 and free and platinum 600. That's your rank. If you're platinum 600, 2 and free to platinum 600, you're the employee because you don't have the ability to go ahead and do the presentation yourself, pretty much. However, when you get to doing this presentation and becoming effective, getting a result, you're now moving to platinum 1000 all the way up into about platinum 5000, I feel. However, you go over to that business owner. You see, what is a business owner? A business owner is somebody who creates a system that works even without him. So not only do you know how to do the presentation, you actually train other individuals to do a presentation as well. So therefore, when you step back, your business still moves forward.
True.
So you cross over from being in the self-employed over to business owner within IML. This is when we welcome you to chairman. This is when you welcome me to chairman. You're like, dang, how many presentations do I have going out through my organization without me? Do you have 4 to 5 presenters without you that can do a presentation 4 to 6 times per week and get results over and over and over again? If you can't do that, if you haven't done that, that's why you haven't get chairman. That's why. The universe is not rebelling chairman from you. I want to let you guys know that. You just don't have enough people that are 4 to 6 people every single week doing 4 to 6 presentations a week that's getting results. You don't have enough of them in your organization. So business owner, you're a chairman 10 all the way up into chairman 25. And then when you want to cross over to that investor quadrant, and this is when I said I had to ask myself this, why haven't I hit chairman 25 yet? I got it. It's what David had did last weekend. And I realized it, not last weekend. Was it last weekend? It was last weekend. Guys, I haven't flown this much in my life. So I don't even know what day it is sometimes. I don't know what city I'm in sometimes. How many of y'all ever had that effect? Alex, I know your hand gotta be up. I'm like, yo, what the hell is Alex saying? He's like Carmen Sandiego. Y'all don't know who that is. Never mind.
I do.
This is what happened. To become in the investor quadrant, what you do now, the investor is somebody that has his money making money for him, right? It doesn't need a product, doesn't need a person, right? But that's the investor quadrant. That's how Robert Kiyosaki put it. How I put it is, the investor quadrant in IML is investing into the development of everybody that's a business owner. David Amite took all of his top producers, well, he invited everybody that was a top producer, a chairman, right? To go see a gentleman by the name of Bob Proctor, who turned 85, I believe, on Thursday, or yesterday, or something like that. This gentleman, he's one of the biggest thought leaders of the time, and he teaches you on paradigm shifts, how your mindset is holding you back, right? How your mindset is holding you back. And what happened was, at that event, I went up to David and I said, I see why you do your presentations like you do now. And he told me, you know what? He said, none of my leaders, if only one, do my presentation just like I do. And I was wondering, he made $500,000 a month. Why nobody doing a presentation like him? And I thought, I was like, this just makes too much sense. So investing into your leaders' personal development is going to allow you to make that investor type of income. You see, when I look at Chairman 50, Bryce Thompson, what is he doing right now? Investing. He's investing in the betterment of the people that's in his organization, the development of his leaders. This is the first ever Millennials Conference, right? And to whoever it is that I'm talking to right now, I hollered at Brandon Thompson when I was a Platinum 150. I called him up, he was my homeboy, we used to play ball together back in 7th grade. I sent him the picture of our hoop squad like a week ago. And he was already making $80,000 a year. I'm making $150 a month. What are you doing to multiply your money? All confidence. I'm $150 a month. He $80,000 a year as an engineer. All confidence. He said nothing. I know how to spend money, flip money a little bit, but I don't know how to consistently multiply my money. I got that question from David. And guess what? From that yes is now this.
Wow.
Y'all understand that? One yes has provided so many opportunities for people to make money. This is a movie now. It's a movie now. It's like unfolding chapter by chapter, but this is a movie. Bryce got on stage in Atlanta at JO event, and he said, I think my organization produced more six-figure earners than Morehouse did last semester.
Wow.
He said, I think my organization has produced more 60,000 and above earners than TSU did last year.
Wow.
I believe that. And you got to understand, what is it that we got going on? So if you're struggling right now, if you got the call from God to actually get started in IML, however it feels like you on hold, please don't hang up. When God puts you on hold, please don't hang up. Keep moving forward. Get to the position where you are saying, you know what, I'm going to not be an employee no more. I want to become a self-employed person in IML. Get to Platinum 5,000. Then I'm going to start producing other leaders to do what I'm doing. Present how I'm presenting. Be a carbon copy, right? In order for you to be a carbon copy, you got to be what? Plugged into a carbon copy. Stop wanting to create so many subgroups. I got 6 people on my team. Let me go create my own Telegram, and all of a sudden we the unstoppable millionaires. Like, stop doing it. It's corny, first of all. And what you're doing is you're unplugging from your source.
Wow.
You don't unplug from the source just to put something on your back to say that I'm king or I'm queen. That's so corny. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you stay connected to everybody and make your job easier. You see, I learned something from eagles. I learned something from birds, that they understand pattern. They understand formation. And they did this he did it on the last conference. Eagles and birds, they know how to fly in formation because when they're in formation, they understand that everybody else who's in behind them that's in formation is easier. The first one is the strongest bird that's flying in formation. When they're flying in formation, they make all from draft. They make everybody that's flying, or every bird that's behind them, flying easy. Whenever that one that's in the back of the line get out of formation, it makes it harder. They gotta flap harder. That's what you're doing when you start your own telegram. You flapping harder. All right, what I'm gonna train on today? Let me go Google some quotes. Like, that's so corny. How about you just plug into your leadership and grow your way. Grow your way to the top. Grow your way to the top. Now, I always like to tell people this. We don't see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. But we'll never look down on anybody unless we're willing to help them up.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to let you guys know this. Believing that you can is way more profitable than believing that you can. Good night.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Y'all give it a